Hi, beautiful soul. I received an email from someone that has been in a very unhappy, very long relationship. 10 years plus. To a point where she's having some self-harming thoughts because she's so emotionally attached, dependent, and emotional addiction, I suppose, that away from him she's hurting even more. You know, guys, you understand at some basic fundamental level that you are the creator of your reality. But somehow people are getting sick, which is against the nature. We're not supposed to be sick. In the law of one, Ra explains some basic reasons of how why cancer shows up in certain bodies. But that's not the topic of this video. There are 3 different levels or layers before we can truly take the reins and be the captain of this ship, your reality, your life. And the first layer, first step, is know thyself. And it'll make more sense when we talk about step 2 and 3. Know thyself, which you can only do with conscious mind, with awareness, mindfulness, with your attention. And then step 2 is accept yourself. Which you can do only with subconscious mind. And then the third step is merge with the creator. You become the actual creator. You can call the conscious mind different beta brain waves. Subconscious mind would be transitioning from alpha, theta, all the way into delta. That would be subconscious. And then gamma would be the superconscious, when you're one with the creator. So when you're conscious, you can see what your subconscious has programmed within it. The beliefs, the thoughts that come up, the worries, anxieties, fears, self-harm, or wishing harm on other people, all of those are beliefs, programs that you have accepted willingly or unwillingly. Most of them you have accepted when you were young, and they're still there. And those beliefs of lack, unworthiness, I'm not good looking enough, I'm not healthy enough, I'm not strong enough, I can't afford this, I can't afford that, only 1% deserve to be rich because it's always the 1%, right? I will never be as good looking as him or her, I will never be as strong as him or her, I will never have this car, only rich people, or rich people are evil, and money is the root of all evil, and all this nonsense. things that don't serve you. When all of these things arise, and you're aware and you're mindful of what is coming up from subconscious mind into the conscious mind, you can start to connect the dots and pay attention to why your reality is the way it is. And the things that arise that don't serve you, the thoughts and feelings that arise that don't serve you, you can revoke and condemn those feelings. You can actively tell yourself you choose to no longer believe that, you choose to no longer feel that, and you choose the opposite. Willingly, on purpose, consciously. And this has to be done on a daily basis. This has to be done when you're awake. And as you drift away, you pick one thing. Imagine if you wanted to pick one thing every month, you would instill beautiful programming, 12 beautiful things you can put into your subconscious mind. If you drift away at night with a certain vision of how you wish to live, how you wish to be, how you wish to have your relationships. Because when you change, the people around you, their behavior will change. Because people in your reality, for the most part, are simply actors that are reflecting your inner beliefs, and they're confirming what you believe about the world back to you, right? The world is a reflection in the mirror. And the only way you can change the reflection is to change the image inside of you. Change the image of how you view the world, view people. And when you know yourself and you're actively changing the programs that don't serve you, the thoughts and feelings that don't serve you, and you're constantly putting the thoughts and feelings into your system over and over again, the subconscious mind pays very close attention to the things you say, the things you do, the things you think every day. And it takes that as something that you would want on an autopilot, right? Imagine feeling like the luckiest person you know. You truly believe that. You start to feel that. And you're going to start having that reflect in the mirror of your reality. Synchronicities, coincidences. If you guys understand the concept of Ho'oponopono, you can change people's behaviors. You know, Bob Proctor says when you wake up in the morning and you're still in the drowsy phase, immediately think of 3 things you're grateful for. Send love to 3 people that bother you. And then just stay in silence for 5 minutes and ask for guidance for the day. And if that becomes your morning routine, good things will start to happen. So anyway, your conscious mind, you can consciously start to design how your subconscious mind believes and sees the world, and the way your feelings, thoughts, emotions that arise from your subconscious mind, and the way the reflection in the world that is primarily coming from your subconscious beliefs will change. And then the third step is you start creating actively. You don't just create in your meditations, which is great, but if you don't take that with you throughout the day, if you don't turn your life into loving, divine being that you are, that you start to accept the world as it is, you don't resist anymore, just like Michael Singer. You surrender to what is, and it keeps you light, keeps you from getting angry, keeps you from resenting people, keeps you from feeling guilty, anxiety, fears. Nothing bad can actually happen to you ever. You're an eternal divine being. If you accept things as they are, your field energy starts to expand because you're so free, you're no longer contracting. You are inherently an expansive being. It's the mind, it's the ego that contracts you with all the negative, low vibrational activity. It contracts you, makes you less energy, more matter, shrinks your field. And then those things will then get reflected into your reality because you have such a constricted image of all that is inside of you. And it must be reflected outward. Sometimes it's in the form of lack, bad relationships, toxic relationships, diseases. Your partners, people that you interact with in the world, they are actors. The version of them that you think exists only exists for you. Think about that for a moment. The version of you that you think exists only exists for you. Everyone in their own reality has a different version of you. And that version of you is reflecting to them what is in their subconscious mind. It is obvious you behave very differently in front of your boss. You behave differently in front of your neighbors. You behave differently in front of your best friend. You behave differently with babies and puppies. You behave differently with your lovers. And it's obvious. Your tone changes, your posture changes, your body language changes. The way you give advice to one person compared to the other changes. Sometimes you make other people feel guilty and then you feel bad and you go and apologize, right? Why? Well, something in you decided to reflect something to that person that was inside of them. So the image of them gets reflected back. And sometimes it comes out of you. And in some people's reality, you disappear altogether. People fall out of your life, right? New people walk into your life. It's frustrating because we are in the 3D, and one of the rules in 3D is that some things take time. Remember when if you do something from outside of space-time, it happens instantaneously? If you do it, if you think of something, if you want something, if you have a vision of something and you're in the sleepy state, right? You're getting closer and closer into gamma. You're getting closer and closer into super consciousness. The door of the subconscious opens up, becomes impressionable. And that's when you go to sleep with an image, right? Image of the life that you wish to live. And you keep doing that, and you keep doing that. Every night, night after night. You wake up in the middle of the night, you're going to the restroom, drinking water. And as you drift away again in the middle of the night, you just keep doing that. If any negative feelings come up, negative emotions come up, negative memories come up, if there's anything in your past that you don't like, revisit that past and change it. Tell yourself a new past. Create a new story of your past that is just the way you wanted it to be. We can change our past. There's a reason 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐿 and everyone says that there's no past, there's no present, because it's all here. And because it's all here in this present moment, you can change it. Of course you can change your future, but you can change your past. If you tell yourself a completely different story of your past, if you were abused in your past, pretend you weren't. Imagine with your eyes closed how beautiful your past could have been. Let's say you weren't abused. You were just loved. You were supported. You were encouraged. And if you do that, if you picture that and you put some senses into it, you'll start to feel so good. What happens when you do that over and over again? The emotional charge and bond that was connected to the bad past gets disconnected, it gets broken, and all of that energy is now present into your field, in your moment here. And then you get reattached to the past that you didn't live, but you wish you had lived. And because your mind, your existence, cannot tell the difference between something that is experienced versus something that is fully engagingly visualized. And you can then connect yourself with the beautiful past. And that changes your present. It changes your state of being in the present, if that makes sense. And then you have all these beautiful emotional charges, beautiful emotional bondage. That becomes the wind in your sail, starts to move you towards the future that you otherwise would have not experienced. You wish to have experienced, but now you're actually going towards the future that you want. Because you changed the energetic imprint of your past. Because everything is energy, you can change the energetic imprint of anything that you wished you had not experienced in the past. And it changes your present. And if you have a new past, and now you have a new present, of course you're going to move towards a beautiful future. Let me know your thoughts. And by the way, I'm thinking about starting webinars where we can have live conversations. Just free webinars, people that can get on the website, get on the app, and just sit with us. We'll have a conversation, maybe some dialogue, have some questions, Q&A, and then come together and with our beautiful constructive interference, meditate together. So we'll start doing some webinars, and then I'll start thinking about doing some online retreats before I start flying to Europe to do an in-person retreats across Europe. There's just a lot of demand. I'm getting a lot of messages from Europe and Bali and Turkey. So I'm thinking of figuring that out. But we're going to start with webinars. Thank you.